Having a culture or a code is very important in your business because you will solve problems or avoid problems just by having a code, okay? And having a culture is important because that's how you develop leaders. Look, if you want to constantly be worried about your business, constantly are the ones focusing on it, and all you want to do is become basically a glorified employee, then yeah, do that. But you need a team, and when you have a team, you need a culture, okay? And building a culture will help you be able to step away from your business and do other things. And while you're focusing on these other things, you don't even have to worry about it because you know that you have a culture in your business and people know the standard. So I'll tell you how to create a culture and why it is important for you to have a culture in your business and amongst your team members. So having a culture is great, and I like it because it helps you do more and accomplish more with less energy. So when you are looking to create a culture, first it starts from the ground up. First it starts by bringing the team together. And when you bring a team together, don't just look for skills, okay? Look for character types, personality types. What do I mean by this? Being resourceful is not a skill. It's a character type. It's a personality type. And being resourceful is important because eventually you don't want to always micromanage. Eventually you want to be able to step away. And the job of a leader is growth. The job of a leader and the focus of a leader, the point of a leader is growth, is the vision. It is not about micromanaging and constantly looking over people's shoulders, telling them what to do. And when you do that, people are not going to trust you anyway. So you need to look for character types. And these character types can be the character types of independence. People who know how to solve problems by themselves. People who know how to do things by themselves. Self-starters, self-motivators. You know, these are character types and personality types. These are things that you cannot teach people. These are things that people cannot learn. You know, people are just born with these personality types and with these character types, and no matter how much money and classes they take and how much money you spend on classes and team builders and team building, you cannot teach this. So character types are very important, and look at your team, look at the goals that you're trying to accomplish, and find out what character types that are valuable to you and valuable to the team to accomplish this goal. And when you are interviewing people for the positions of the team, you need to focus on not only skills, but character types too, also. And you need to focus on people who you can mold. You need to be around agreeable people, okay? You can have assertive people also. Assertive people are great, but you can have assertive people and they can still be agreeable. But you need people you can mold. People who are willing to learn, people who have something to prove, people who have a chip on their shoulder. Because people who have a chip on their shoulder and have something to prove and have a lot to lose, then they will work harder than people who don't. What do I mean by this? Usually when you are hiring or when you are interviewing people for the team, you are going to come across underdog. It's an underdog feeling. And as an underdog myself, I know that underdog feeling that people give off, you know, that underdog, people who had to work hard for everything they had, people who had to constantly prove themselves, people who are consistent in their work, okay? These are the people you need to be around. You need to have a certain amount of those type of people on your team because they have a lot to prove and they will work hard for you and they are willing to listen. They're willing to do anything to accomplish the goal. And if they have to listen, if they have to learn, if they have to even lose some of their beliefs and values that they have that don't work, they are going to be more willing to do that than people who are not underdogs, people who have been given everything, people who don't have nothing to prove. So you need to focus on people who you can mold. And those are usually underdogs. And set a standard and do not compromise on your standards. Let people know the standard of your team and do not compromise. Do not compromise on the standard. Do not compromise at all. Let people know this is what we're doing. This is how we do things here. And do not compromise. Do not compromise at all. And this also will play into a different point that I'm going to name later. But just don't compromise. And constantly let people know the standard. Because when people know the standard, they'll know what to do. They'll know what level they need to perform at. And you will not have any problems out of that, okay? So let people know the standard. And this goes into letting people know the standard. Encourage an environment of open criticism, okay? Anybody should be able to be criticized. Listen, in my work environment, in my team, even I am open to criticism, okay? I'm not above criticism, okay? No one should be above criticism. And this goes into the standard because when people know the standard, you create an air or an environment where people can criticize each other. Then when someone falls below the standard, people will feel comfortable calling each other out. Yo, you was late this day. Why did you come in late? You know that we're not allowed to come in late, and we're supposed to be in around 8 o'clock. So this is not the first time you came in late. You are consistently coming in late. What's the problem? Oh, you said you were gonna do this, and you were able to meet this goal around this time, and you gave us a couple weeks, but I see you haven't reached the goal. So what happened? What's the deal? Put an air of criticism. Everyone should be allowed to criticize each other, no matter what. Because when you have an air of criticism, then you don't even have to say too much as a leader. You can just stand back, okay? You don't have to tell people, look, yo, this is what you're doing wrong. No, you can just stand back and the team will do it for you. The culture of the team will not let people underperform. And when people are underperforming, then the team will criticize that person. And since humans are social creatures, either two things are going to happen. Either they are going to raise their performance to the standard, or they're going to know, look, I can't be here. I just can't perform at this. I can't perform at this rate. I can't do this. This is too tough for me. I'm not used to working like this. It's been great. It's been cool, but this team is not fit for me. This team is not fit for me. So let the team work hard and criticizing each other and create an era where people can be criticized. Even you should be able to be criticized, even though you're the leader. Yes, you are open to criticism, okay? So test. Always test. Always test. Test people. Do not trust people. Constantly make people earn their trust. Do not just trust people. Test them. And I've even implemented this in my personal life. I always test people, and even, long-term allies, I do not just trust them or go by their word. I test everybody. I test everyone. I put everyone through test. The best way to build a leader is through fire, through constantly testing them, to constantly putting them in situations, putting them in uncomfortable situations, putting them in stressful situations, a lot of pressure, and just sitting back and watch how they deal with it. Watch how they respond. Sit back and see how that person deals with the pressure. But test them. No one is above you being tested. Do not let people, or just because you like a certain person or not. No. Everyone needs to be tested, and everyone needs to be forged through fire constantly, through pressure. Constantly just put pressure on people randomly, okay? Do not let a time go by where they do not receive pressure. Everyone needs pressure because you need to know, look, when you're not around, how are these people going to affect? Like, what are they going to do? How will these people react in this situation? How is this person going to deal with this type of situation? See, because when you're building a business or when you're building anything, we do not do it for a short term. We build things in order to be able to step away. My philosophy is I am not the face or image of anything that I build. I am the custodian. I am just there as the temporary leader for this time. It's like a country, you know. The president you see now is not going to always be the president. He's the president of now. Trump is the president of now. But he's 4 years from now, 8 years from now, he's not going to be the president. I'm not always going to be around. So I need to build this to last. And the best way I need to build this to last, or the best way to do it, is to build leaders and build resourceful people who are independent and people who can handle stressful situations and stressful problems without me even being around. And people are going to make mistakes. People are not going to always handle things the way you will. People are not going to always do things the way you will or the way that you expect them to do things. But that's why you are there. You're there to lead them, to guide them, to counsel them, to let them know, look, I wouldn't have done it this way, but hey, this is how we need to do this, and hey, you can do this like this. But be open and be flexible and let people make mistakes. And when they do not when they do not do things the way you want them to, counsel them. And also be open to letting things be done in many different ways. And your focus should be on the ultimate goal, the end goal. If the end goal is accomplished, the way you get there should not matter. Like I said, if the end goal is accomplished, the way you get there should not matter. Because there are many different ways to accomplish a goal. There are many different ways to see a project through. And your way might not always be the best way. Just because it's your way doesn't mean it's the best way, okay? But be open, step back, test people constantly, and let them make mistakes. But your job as a leader is to counsel them and guide them and let them know how things should be done, or give them advice on how they could do things better next time. But constantly test people. No one is above testing. And forge your leaders through fire, through pressure. And this goes into what I like to call gladiator school. Okay? In gladiator school, no one is safe. In gladiator school, no one is safe. Not even me. In gladiator school, no one is safe. Okay? And we should always strive to be going to the next level. We hit a target. Okay, you guys can celebrate, but I'm going to focus on our next goal. Okay, we hit $1 million. All right, that's nice. You guys can celebrate, but we need to hit 1.5. We need to work on 2 million. Okay, yeah, we just bought 300 acres of land. Yeah, that's nice. I'm trying to buy 600. I'm trying to focus on that, okay? Oh, we just got a client in Europe. No, we need to get some more clients. We need to spread out into America. We need to focus on that. We need to start exporting to America, okay? Always strive to go to the next level. Do not create a culture of being content. Never be content. Never be content, okay? And what this will do will have the people around you become a lot more hungry. See, one thing I noticed about building a team and managing a team is that the people that are under you or the people that are around you that you work with, when you are the leader, they will pick up your qualities and your traits. They will pick up. They will know what to do around you. They will know what you accept. They will know what you don't accept. But they will constantly pick up your traits, pick up your ways of doing things. It's something that is very subtle. It's something that you don't see, and they probably don't see. But through watching people, you will notice as a leader that people will pick up your cues, your way of doing things. Even sometimes what you like and what you don't like as far as personally, they will mimic you. And if you instill a good culture, people will mimic the good culture. And half of the battles you have to deal with managing people will It will be destroyed. I'm telling you. A good culture is important because you need to run your business as if you will not be there. You need to run your business, like I said, like you are the custodian. You're just handling it for right now, okay? This is how you create a business that lasts 100 years, that lasts 50 years, that lasts 20 years, okay? And that should be your goal, to create something long-term that stand the test of time. Because we are out to create a legacy. We are out to create a memory. We're not just in this just for money. Yeah, the money is nice and the money is cool. You know, I love the money just as much as the next person. But as soon as you get the money, you'll slow down. As soon as you get the cars, you'll slow down. As soon as you get the house, you'll slow down. We're in this for legacy. We're in this for the long term. This is a marathon, like I said, and I said it again. This is a marathon, not a race. We need to constantly think about the future and long-term thinking and how to build something through long-term. And you do that by setting a culture. Because when you set the culture will run the team. The culture will manage the team. You won't even have to manage the team. The culture will. You won't even have to call people out. You won't even have to write disciplinary actions. You won't even have to write people up. You won't even have to discipline people. You won't even have to deal with people who are disciplinary problems, people who do not want to listen, people who are underperforming, people who are showing up late, people who are leaving early, people who cannot hold their end of the bargain. You won't have to deal with that. The culture will deal with it for you. So this tips, or this is how I dealt with creating culture in my team, and learned this through trial and error, and just watching people, and just going through bad people, and just interviewing so many different type of people. And hopefully this can be of value to you. If this is of value to you, like, share, subscribe, but most importantly, stay vigilant.